Welcome aboard, brave souls, as we set sail on a journey through the fog of time. Our destination: the ghostly remnants of ships that once roamed the high seas, now forever adrift in the realm of legend. These are no ordinary vessels. They are ghost ships, shrouded in mystery and cloaked in the supernatural. Whether driven by curses, haunted by lost souls, or simply swallowed by the unknown, these spectral ships leave behind tales that chill the very marrow of our bones. Throughout history, the oceans have been the stage for countless human endeavors, from exploration to trade, war, and discovery. Yet, beneath the waves lies an undercurrent of fear, a fear born of the unknown. For as long as humans have sailed the seas, there have been stories of ships that vanished without a trace, only to reappear, unmanned and adrift, with no sign of life aboard. These ghost ships, also known as phantom ships, have captured the imagination of sailors, historians, and storytellers alike. But what makes a ghost ship? Is it simply a vessel abandoned by its crew, or is there something more sinister at play? The truth lies in the murky waters between fact and fiction, where the line between reality and the supernatural blurs. The phenomenon of the ghost ship isn't confined to any one culture or era. From the cursed Dutchman of the 17th century to the eerie tales of the Mary Celeste in the 19th century, these ships have left an indelible mark on maritime lore. And today, we're going to explore some of the most famous, and infamous, ghost ships that continue to haunt the seas. Our journey begins with perhaps the most legendary of all ghost ships, the Flying Dutchman. This tale dates back to the 17th century and tells of a ship doomed to sail the oceans forever, never to make port. The origins of the legend are as murky as the seas it sails, but most agree on the essential details. The Flying Dutchman was captained by a man named Hendrik van der Decken, a Dutchman known for his fearlessness and defiance. According to the legend, in 1641, Van der Decken was attempting to navigate the treacherous waters of the Cape of Good Hope. As his crew begged him to turn back, Van der Decken, in a fit of rage, swore that he would complete his journey, even if it meant sailing until Judgment Day. The curse took hold, and the ship was lost to the storm. But it did not sink. Instead, the Flying Dutchman was condemned to sail the seas for eternity, its crew of lost souls forever trapped aboard. Over the centuries, sailors have reported sightings of the ghostly vessel, often as a harbinger of doom. Those who encounter the Flying Dutchman are said to face a terrible fate, as if the ship carries the very essence of death and misfortune. Even today, the legend persists. Whether it's a trick of the light, a mirage, or something far more supernatural, the Flying Dutchman remains one of the most enduring and chilling tales of the sea. Next, we sail to the year 1872, where we encounter the Mary Celeste, a ship whose name has become synonymous with mystery. Unlike the Flying Dutchman, the Mary Celeste was a very real vessel, but its fate is no less eerie. The Mary Celeste set sail from New York City bound for Genoa, Italy, under the command of Captain Benjamin Briggs. A seasoned sailor, Briggs had his wife and young daughter aboard, along with a crew of 7. The ship was loaded with cargo and provisions, and all seemed well as they embarked on their journey. But on December 5, 1872, the Mary Celeste was found adrift in the Atlantic Ocean, completely abandoned. The ship was in good condition, with no signs of struggle or violence. The cargo was intact, and the crew's personal belongings were undisturbed. Yet, there was no trace of the 10 people who had been aboard. They had simply vanished, leaving behind a ship that would go down in history as one of the greatest maritime mysteries of all time. Theories about the fate of the crew abound. Some suggest they abandoned ship due to a fear of explosion from the alcohol cargo, others propose they were victims of piracy, or perhaps they were swept overboard in a sudden squall. But no theory fully explains the eerie abandonment of the Mary Celeste, and so the mystery endures. Our next ghost ship tale takes us to the frozen north, where we encounter the chilling story of the Octavius. This 18th century tale is one of the most haunting, for it is not just a story of a ship lost at sea, but of a crew frozen in time. The story goes that the Octavius left England in 1761, bound for the Orient. After successfully reaching its destination, the captain decided to take a shortcut home through the Northwest Passage, a perilous and largely uncharted route. But the ship was never seen again, at least, not for many years. In 1775, a whaling ship reportedly found the Octavius off the coast of Greenland, trapped in the ice. When the crew boarded the ghostly vessel, they found a horrifying sight: The entire crew, including the captain, were frozen solid, as if they had simply fallen asleep in the cold. The captain was still seated at his desk, his logbook open before him, the final entry dated November 11, 1762. The Octavius had completed the Northwest Passage, but at a terrible cost. The ship had been drifting in the Arctic ice for over a decade, a ghostly reminder of the dangers of the sea. To this day, the Octavius is remembered as one of the most chilling ghost ships to ever sail the frozen waters of the North. Our next tale brings us to the 20th century, where we meet the Beichimo, a ship with a reputation for disappearing and reappearing like a ghost on the icy waters of the Arctic. But unlike the other ghost ships we've discussed, the Beichimo was not abandoned by her crew in a single, mysterious event. Instead, her story is one of perseverance, survival, and an enduring mystery. The Beichimo was a cargo ship that plied the trade routes of the Arctic during the 1920s and 30s. In October 1931, the ship became trapped in pack ice off the coast of Alaska. The crew abandoned her, expecting the ship to sink or be crushed by the ice. However, the Beichimo did not go down. Instead, she broke free of the ice and began a ghostly journey, drifting through the Arctic for decades. Over the years, the Beichimo was sighted numerous times by whalers, Inuit hunters, and other ships. Sometimes she was seen drifting slowly, other times she was trapped in the ice. Several attempts were made to board and salvage her, but the Beichimo always eluded capture, slipping away into the fog or becoming trapped once more in the ice. The last recorded sighting of the Beichimo was in 1969, nearly 40 years after she was abandoned. To this day, her final fate remains unknown. Did she finally succumb to the ice, or does she still roam the Arctic waters, a ghost ship of the modern age? The mystery of the Beichimo lingers, like the ship itself, in the frozen north. Ghost ships are not merely relics of the past. Even in our modern age, the sea continues to yield tales of abandoned vessels that defy explanation. From the MV Joyita, a merchant vessel found adrift in the South Pacific in 1955, to the mysterious case of the Kaz II, a catamaran discovered in 2007 off the coast of Australia with its engines running and its sails set, but no crew aboard. In each of these cases, the circumstances are different, yet the outcome is the same: a ship found deserted, its crew vanished without a trace. What drives these crews to abandon their vessels? Is it panic, foul play, or something far more mysterious? As long as there are seas to sail, there will be ghost ships to haunt them. Whether driven by the forces of nature, human error, or something beyond our understanding, these ships serve as a reminder of the vast, untamed power of the ocean, and the mysteries it holds within its depths. And so, our journey comes to an end, but the stories of these ghost ships will continue to drift through the annals of history, much like the ships themselves, forever lost, yet never forgotten. Whether born of legend, tragedy, or something more, these tales remind us that the sea, like life itself, is full of mysteries. Mysteries that may never be fully unraveled. Narrator calm and reflective until we meet again on our next voyage. Stay curious, stay safe, and remember, some stories never truly end.